Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 7th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the system moving across the Pacific Northwest just below me here. Then we're going to get some shower activity through this afternoon. Thunderstorm chance mainly east of the Cascades. But the big weather maker coming up here is this atmospheric river out over the Pacific Ocean. You can see it starting to develop here, and this one's got eyes on the Pacific Northwest. We'll take a look at those details here coming up in a moment. Looking at Seattle yesterday, surprise, surprise, another day below average. 57 is the average high for the day. We made it to 53. Pretty rainy day yesterday as well, almost up towards a half an inch there. But we got more coming as we go on later through this weekend. This is looking at day one thunderstorm outlook east of the Cascades. As I said, this would include areas of eastern BC as well, including extreme western Idaho. This is looking at the HER 3KM. This is the 12Z run. This is showing what the Doppler radar may look like as we go through the day today. And you see by the time we get towards the afternoon hours, some of these heavier showers starting to show up here as the atmosphere destabilizes. We do have some lightning and gusty wind threat, some small hail threat with some of these cells as they move across the areas east of the Cascades. This is looking at that lightning flash density potential. And again, by the time we go to the afternoon, you can see some of these thunderstorms popping up across the area here. So heads up with that, eyes on the sky, gusty wind, small hail, and some potential dangerous lightning with some of those storms. Here we're looking at Alaska, BC, Washington, Oregon, California. Here we're up towards 18,000 feet, 500 millibars. This is that system we're dealing with now. And then you can see the classic atmospheric river setup where we get the higher heights here over the mountainous west and the troughing over the Gulf of Alaska. And we get this warm conveyor belt of moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest here. And that's going to go on in through Monday before this cold upper level trough settles down over the region. It's going to move all the way down through California. We'll stay in a bit of a chillier northwesterly flow here before now the Europeans starting to hint at through the extended this troughing moving off the coastline here and some ridging developing over the Pacific Northwest. Do we believe it? Not just yet, but it is a signal that's been showing up a little bit here. So we'll watch that as we go over the next few days. More on that here towards the end of the video. We're looking here now at the Pacific Ocean, the eastern Pacific Ocean specifically. You can see Hawaii to the bottom left. We got Washington, Oregon, California. This is precipitable water, and this shows that atmospheric river quite well. You can see we've got the European on the left, the GFS on the right, showing that atmospheric river bearing down on the Pacific Northwest here. This would be about a late morning Sunday here, and it finally gets out of the region by about the time we get towards the afternoon hours of Monday, and that cold upper level trough starts to settle down over the region. This is looking at the strength of the atmospheric river. The GFS, kind of calling for a moderate to strong atmospheric river here. So we'll watch out for that. But really, it should be just more nuisance flooding right now. We can still use the precipitation. Actually, it's quite unusual across some of the area here for this time of year, but we are drier than normal, especially across Washington, northern portions of Oregon so far this year. So mainly beneficial, really, but there could still be some flooding. So we'll watch out for that as we go through the day tomorrow and tomorrow's forecast. This is looking at the day 3 excessive rainfall outlook. This may be extended a bit here, but there's the marginal risk here, mainly along the coastal areas, probably including some of the west slopes of the Olympic Mountains there. Here we're looking at the total precipitation amounts. This is last night's European run. There's an initial system as we go through the day today. And then by the time we get into Sunday, you'll see the atmospheric river arrive there and really bring some big amounts across western BC, down through Vancouver Island, the Olympic Mountains, western Oregon as well. And you can see as you go on east, you're going to get lesser amounts, but still some decent amounts showing up across the northeast portions of Washington into eastern BC as well. Now we're looking at the multiple run trend, and you can see we were dealing with some pretty hefty amounts here. This is still not bad. You're getting about an inch in a 24-hour period here on yesterday afternoon's European run, I should say, but it did downtrend a bit. Now, this is looking at the ensemble members. So you got 50 ensemble members. You got a control run here. So you can see that some of them do show up over an inch with that, but generally the mean is about 0.8 of an inch and the control showing about an inch of rain. So it is a rainy period coming up here, but not overly so. Now looking at the Quileute Airport, and you can see that there's pretty good amounts here showing up, generally about an inch or a little bit more here, coming up here with that atmospheric river as we go on in through Sunday night, Monday morning. A little bit of wind coming here with that system as well. You can see some gusts up into the 40s, maybe 50 miles per hour. Can't be ruled out for some of the Washington coastline there. And of course, this would extend all the way up into Vancouver Island as well. This is looking at the extended forecast here in the European. You can see we're going through this cool period now upper level traffic kind of sagging down across the area here, but then the ridging potentially comes here. This is Portland, and you can see some of these ensemble members showing some warmer temperatures coming up here, but we've been promised this before. So we're going to watch this coming up here because this is all the way out towards next weekend. So, just kind of cross your fingers if you want some warmer weather, and we'll wait to see how this trends. This is Seattle. Similar picture here as compared to Oregon, Portland there. This is looking at maximum individual wave height. We've actually got some decent wave action going on along the coastline. This atmospheric river will keep that going here as we go on into the weekend into early next week. So heads up, don't turn your back on the ocean out there. It's still acting as if it's the winter time here along some of the coastal areas as we go on in through next week. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and they're going to have to start backing off on this here a little bit on the 8 to 14 day though as well. If this ridging keeps showing up here, you're going to see this go away quite quickly also. So we'll see. I have a feeling this will downtrend a bit here when they issue today's 8 to 14 day forecast coming up. Now, right now, this is looking at the equatorial Pacific. You can see Australia all the way down here to the left. Here's Hawaii. There's California, top right. This is looking at sea surface temperature anomaly. If we put this into motion, now we're into May, June, July, August, September, October. This was issued April 1st here, but you can clearly see the sign of El Nino developing here, above average ocean temperatures all the way across the region where we measure La Nina/El Nino conditions here. So all models are in agreement that we do have a fairly robust El Nino coming in here. I think we're probably at least headed towards moderate territory, and I wouldn't be surprised if we are headed for a strong El Nino coming up. So we'll watch this trend as we go over the next couple of months. And if you guys want a weather station, affordable home weather station here, it's all wireless, solar powered, no batteries, lightning detection system on it. It's got a haptic rain gauge, ultrasonic anemometer that's proving to be very accurate as I compare it to some more expensive weather equipment. So if you want that, click on the link down below. And there's a handheld one too. It does wind speed, pressure, temperature, dew point. It connects wirelessly to your smartphone. So if you want one of those, click on the link down below as well. But anyway, yeah, kind of an interesting looking feature here. Atmospheric rivers are becoming increasingly rare at this time of year. So it is a bit rare to get one coming across Pacific Northwest at this time of year, but it's not unheard of. We're still in April here. It can act like winter sometimes. And I actually wanted to show this here as well. So as we go through, this is April 7th. This is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Sunday the 9th, the maximum precipitation we've ever got at SeaTac is 96/100ths of an inch, just under an inch. So we do have an outside chance of breaking that and having the all-time rainiest day maybe for the 9th or the 10th, I should say. I should include Monday on that as well, because the 24-hour totals are probably going to end on the day Monday. So we do have a chance to beat that. You can see 78/100ths of an inch back in 2001. So we have a little bit of a chance there to break an all-time daily record there for SeaTac. And it just kind of shows you the atmospheric rivers kind of start to die down. Back in November, December, and January, you get much higher daily total precipitation inches there showing up in some of the records. But anyway, yeah, something to watch there. And then we'll watch the extended for that heat wave as well. And hope you guys are liking the channel. Click like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.